Good morning, everyone, and welcome to UnPacked21, the very first sustainable packaging event for the pet industry, where we aim to unpack the ever-changing and rapidly advancing landscape of sustainable packaging by giving you world-class education and the tools it takes for you to drive impact inside your company. Together, we're brands, manufacturers, suppliers, producers, and suppliers coming together to develop and implement solutions for one of our industry's largest environmental issues. I'm Caitlin Judas, your co-host, executive director, and co-founder of the Pet Sustainability Coalition. We are a nonprofit collaborative of almost 200 different companies actively measuring, improving, and celebrating our journey to drive positive impact on the environments and communities where we do business. Now, we've got 2 days of incredible content delivered by dozens of speakers from within and outside of our industry. And unlike our usual Impact Unleashed event, where we cover a large range of sustainability topics, we're going to be immersed the next 2 days in one single topic: sustainable packaging. And since we have a variety of people attending from marketing and operations and sales to operations and then more technical packaging folks, we're going to start with the basics and then build our content to become more technical as we move through these next 2 days together. Now, we're going to kick today off with a keynote from Kellogg. Now, Kellogg is home to Bare Naked Granola, which is the largest granola company in the United States. And they're going to open up about their recent milestone to shift to one of the first recyclable stand-up pouches. We'll get the basics of the sustainability packaging landscape from WSP, which is one of the largest sustainability consulting firms in the United States, as well as an introduction to packaging circularity. What does circularity mean? What is that term? And that'll be from our partners at Closed Loop. From our own industry, you're going to hear from Nova and Emerson about their collaborative efforts to drive improvements, but you're also going to hear from WellPet, Earth Animal, Tyler Packaging, about how a deep dive scientific analysis on different packaging types can help inform their decision-making process. Then we're going to take a deeper dive into end-of-life issues for pet packaging from our partners at EcoCycle, who will give an update on what's happening with our recycling system in COVID-19. And then we'll offer a quick fun session for you to ask any question you can think of from our recycling partners. Now, one of my favorite sessions will be this afternoon, when a panel of industry suppliers, including Morris Packaging, PrintPack, and Thanfu, we'll talk about where we've come as an industry since we released 3 primary solutions for multi-laminate flexible packaging back in 2019. We'll dive into what barriers are hindering us from this success as an industry. Today, you're also going to expand your thinking. You're going to learn from other industries like the natural food sector about how they're collaborating to drive packaging improvements. And then join us for a very special packaging soiree, where we will celebrate an incredible industry milestone, and we're going to honor 4 sustainable packaging Earth heroes. Throughout both days, you're going to have a chance to join several networking sessions, and I know we're all a little rusty in the networking skills department, but please stretch yourself. And I promise you're going to find that our community is not only friendly, but that we're also solutions focused in a way that makes networking a boost for your soul and for your business. Both elements that are deeply needed to push ourselves through this trying time. Now, our exhibit hall features many of our speakers that'll be joining us here today, as well as many of our accredited packaging suppliers. So through our exhibit hall, you can really engage in deeper conversations about what action you might take together to achieve more sustainability in your packaging. And for those of you who feel a little bit overwhelmed by the virtual platform, we've added a new feature to the exhibit hall. You can join Andy Gale on our team on a PSC-led exhibit hall tour. He's going to tell you where they're headed in the chat box, and you can follow along with a whole group of people so you don't feel lost or a bit camera shy, because you have to click on the Talk to Me feature when you arrive at a booth to actually join the conversation. So, unlike many virtual events, the Pet Sustainability Coalition strives for audience engagement in every session. We're going to keep every presentation to at or close to 20 minutes or less to save you from the usual Zoom fatigue. and we've rented this lovely studio right here in Boulder, Colorado, to give you a best of industry experience. At the end of each presentation, we're going to open up to audience questions through the chat box, and there's going to be polls featured along the bottom of the stage. Today, I'm a co-host along with Melissa Bauer, our Director of Strategic Initiatives and Sustainability Projects here at the Pet Sustainability Coalition. But really, we are a team of two in a much bigger team of almost 7 team members that bring these solutions to life and serve our industry year-round through all of PSC's programming. Our mission is to advance pet businesses through profitable environmental and social practices. We now serve almost 200 different member companies, from brands to manufacturers to suppliers, retailers, distributors, and each of them are on their own journey to leverage their business in a way that positively impacts the environments and the communities where we do business. But this commitment comes not as a sacrifice to profits and financial health, but instead as a bolster to the financial health of our businesses and the global economy. Sustainable packaging is really just one element in much larger sustainability goals and objectives for each member company. If you're interested to learn more about how membership might help you measure, improve, and celebrate, stop by the Pet Sustainability Coalition booth during exhibit hall hours or email us at info@petsustainability.org. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit, give you a little tour of history here at PSC. So in 2018, when we reached about 80 member companies, we recognized this new opportunity that surfaced for our coalition of companies to start solving problems that are too big for a single company to solve on their own. So since then, we have prioritized 3 primary issues: sustainable ingredients, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and sustainable packaging. I'm going to pass the spotlight over soon to my co-host Melissa Bauer shortly to give you some more background on our organizational strategies specifically related to packaging, and to give you a tour of the virtual event platform so you feel confident and we can make the most of our next 2 days together. However, before I do that, I would be remiss not to thank our sponsors, whose logos you can find around the outside of the stage. These sponsors provide the majority of the funding for PSC to host this and our other events. Our events receive unbelievably high ranking from attendees because they're an infusion of purpose and business all blended together. And everybody should have the opportunity to participate in taking action toward a better world. So thank you to our sponsors for helping to keep ticket costs low so that we can ensure accessibility to as many pet industry professionals as possible. Today, we're joined by more than 400 people around the world, a remarkable showing for a first-time event. It is such an honor that you have chosen to spend your precious time with us. And I sure can't wait to see all of you in person as soon as travel restrictions loosen. Welcome to UnPacked 21.